What are your favorite holiday specials? Stay tuned and find out what ours are. So last night, Stephanie watched...
Rudolph, Frosty, and Frosty Returns on TV last night.
Yep, and I've seen several YouTube videos of people that have been challenged to list their favorite Christmas and holiday specials, and we haven't been challenged, but I thought, that sounds like a fun idea. Let's do it. So before we get to our favorite Christmas specials and holiday movies, we have to go through the honorable mentions, the ones that are like, they're favorites, but we couldn't, I mean, if I listed all of our favorites, we'd be here for an hour. So these are the ones that, because I had to limit it at 3, they just couldn't make the list. I'm going to start it out with all of those stop motion Christmas specials from the 70s. So I'm thinking Santa Claus is Coming to Town,
Year Without
a Santa. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer was in the 60s, but in the same token, it's the same style. So any of those, absolutely love them. I am a big fan of National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. If you saw our video about Thanksgiving, our Thanksgiving should be National Lampoon's Thanksgiving Vacation.
Yeah.
And I've had Christmases that I swear should be National Lampoon's Christmas. So I watch it just because I laugh every time.
I think everybody's had those Christmases that allow you to relate to that movie.
Yeah, it's just
at some point in your life. If you haven't, I don't believe
know how,
you.
I don't know how you haven't. So another, and this is a whole group of videos that I absolutely love, would be the Tim Allen Santa Claus series. Tim Allen does a fantastic job pulling off the character of Santa Claus. It's just the way he reacts to becoming Santa Claus and
how he adjusts
and embraces his new identity and adjusts his life. I think I can relate to, not because I've become Santa Claus, that's not why I'm growing the beard, but because we've all had changes in our lives, and they all require us to adjust our identities, and that's at the heart of it, in my mind, what this story is about. It's Christmas themed, it's the magic of Christmas, and that's all awesome and totally belongs in that movie.
But digging deeper into it.
But when you look deeper into that movie, it becomes very apparent that it's also about change and figuring out how to adjust your life to the new life. So I really enjoy that movie for numerous reasons. Another one that I didn't have on our list on our show notes over here on this screen is It's Christmas Time Again, Charlie Brown.
Oh, yes.
Love that movie. Absolutely love it. Miracle on 34th Street. Love it.
A Christmas Story.
A Christmas Story. Love that movie, but I can only watch it once.
Yeah.
When Hallmark goes and puts it on all day, I can't do that.
all days, well, I enjoy the movie. It's a fun movie to watch. Again, probably everybody can relate to it in some way, from some perspective. But
we've all been Ralphie at one point.
Yep.
I know you had a note that you wanted to talk about when it came to the Tim Allen series.
Oh, I prefer the second one the best out of all 3 of them.
Of course you do.
I like the way that story was put together and how it was told overall, but...
Well, and what makes that movie interesting and fun is it's about how families that are no longer together make the holidays work.
Yeah.
I mean, really, you think about it.
How families grow and change, too.
How dynamics change. And I'm not even talking about divorced families. I'm talking, like, for example, between Stephanie and I, we have 5 Christmases that we somehow have to get to.
Yeah.
And every year we have to sit there and go, well, there's only so much of us, and these 2 events are overlapping. Which one did we go to last year, and can we flip it this year? And it's all families go through this.
Yep.
So there's more than just the magic of Santa Claus and the magic of Christmas behind those stories. There's other meaning that really I personally can relate to. And you're right. The Mrs. Claus, that story is told really, really well. I think that's it for our honorable mentions. I'm sure there's more.
I know there's more we're missing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if I went and looked at our list of Christmas specials, it'd be ridiculous. So now on to our favorites. And we'll definitely tell you why these videos made the cut, because in my mind, these are really good.
Yep.
So starting out with
number 3 and work our way up.
Number 3, and actually I'm going to flip 2 and 3 on there.
Whatever.
Number 3 has to be the Polar Express.
Yes.
Love that movie.
You know, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. You know, the thing with the Polar Express is, I remember when I was in elementary school having the story read to me then, way back then, and then it coming out as a movie. It was an enjoyable story. They did a great job with the movie, and it just tells a story of believing in not just yourself or the holiday spirit is important, but more yourself, and learning that you can't always...
Well, I'm going to use the line from the Santa Claus. Believing is seeing.
Believing isn't seeing. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
It's, if you don't believe, you can't see it.
Right.
I see the magic of Santa Claus all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
It's everywhere. And if you don't believe in it, you don't see it. So, to me, the Polar Express is about the magic of belief. It's about it's the magic of the season. Yes, it centers around Santa Claus, but the same message can apply to, in my mind, the actual reason for Christmas. If you don't believe, you don't see it around you.
Right.
And that, in my mind, is what the Polar Express is about. It's struggling with figuring out
what's real
and what isn't. And at the beginning of the movie, because there was no belief, he couldn't see the magic and everything that was happening around him.
Hear the magic, even.
Yeah. And at the end of the movie, he could. And it's because he believed. He had a life-changing experience that allowed him to see it and hear it. And that's what the journey, in my mind, of what the Polar Express is about. So our number 2, has to be Charlie Brown. It has to be the Charlie Brown Christmas special. And why? I can remember watching that movie back as far as I can remember every year. And I always got excited for it because it melds so many different aspects of the holidays. It's got the stress of the Christmas pageant and the drama behind all of that and how you're going to make all that work. It's got the commercial aspect of it when you look at the Christmas tree and the fact that the shiny aluminum Christmas tree, and he gets the stick, which, if you've seen our Christmas video, that's what we have this year, is a stick with more sticks.
We do.
It's, again, the magic of belief. But it also ties into the actual reason for Christmas and the reason for the season. And Linus's message at the end, yes, I know it quotes scripture and all that, but it applies to so many aspects of life beyond Christmas. And to me, that's what makes that movie magical.
Yeah. The other thing I like about that movie is at the end of the movie, Charlie Brown's friends come to support him, even though they pick on him and they don't really show their support for him at the beginning of the movie. By the end of it, they're still there for him. They're still there telling him, even though we may not act like it all the time.
Even though you're a blockhead.
Exactly. We're still your friends. And we'll still be here and support you, whatever you do.
We come together.
Right.
Which is a huge part of Christmas in my mind, is being together with family and friends and supporting one another. And then our number 1, I don't know how this one could not be on the list, let alone number one.
Yep.
The 1964 stop motion with Burl Ives as the snowman, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Love it. Absolutely love it. I will watch it probably
Year round.
I'll watch it year round, absolutely. But I mean, I'm saying between now and Christmas, I'll probably watch it 5, 6, 7 times.
Yeah, in the next couple of weeks, yeah.
I love that movie. And it's another one that I can remember watching back when I was but a wee lad sitting on my mother's lap. But I digress. There's something about that movie and the songs and the story, and again, coming together at the end.
And the acceptance.
Yes, the acceptance of those that are different than you. That it just, I absolutely love that movie. And I cannot say enough how much I love that movie. And I got to throw one more honorable mention out there that I just thought of that I don't know how I forgot it. How can you forget the Garfield Christmas special?
Oh, yes.
The Garfield Christmas special. Gotta love it.
Yep.
And again, it's that message of coming together with loved ones.
As Garfield puts it, it's not the giving, or well, how do you put it? It's not. As Garfield puts it at the end of that movie, it's not the getting, it's not the giving, it's the loving.
And that's, in my mind, what Christmas is.
Yeah.
The loving.
And going back to Garfield, years ago, I saw a Garfield comic where they went and got their Christmas tree. And as John's putting it up, one side is really scraggly and ugly looking. And Garfield essentially says, Christmas time. It's when we turn our ugly sides to the wall.
That is true.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I did that to our tree this year. There's a the back half of that tree is
flat.
Stickless. So it is to the wall, which is fine because that allows me to push it tighter to the wall so it doesn't take up the whole room. But yeah, so those are our favorites and all of our honorable mentions. And we weren't challenged, so I'm not going to challenge any of you, but leave a comment down below if there's any that we missed that you can't believe we missed. And if you feel inspired to share yours, please do, because this is one of my absolute favorite times of year. And there's so many reasons why. I could sit here and do a 3-hour live stream and not repeat myself. So thanks for watching. Make sure you click that like button, comment, subscribe, ring the bell so that you get notifications of our next videos. And until then, we'll see you at our next destination. Take care, everybody.
See ya.